Hi everyone, this is Cody.
I'm Brendan.
This is Real Pulse Reviews. Today we're going to be doing a review on Fly Me to the Moon, starring Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson, and featuring my boy Jim Rash. Let's get into it. So honestly, going into this film, I was very hesitant. It's a comedy romance genre, and I love rom-coms from like the 2000s. Like those are like my favorite type of feel-good movies to watch. So I was hesitant going into this film because I was like, is it going to live up to it? You know, it's a newer film. I think they did a really good job at making you feel like a 2000s rom-com. Now, with that being said, that's one thing that I like to see them do more with, is go into more of the romantic comedy, but there's a bigger plot to it, right? It's Apollo 11. So I understand why they didn't dance with it more, but I would have liked to see that. Now, with that being said, I love this film. I did. It's a good feel-good film. You watch it. Is it predictable? Yes, but a lot of movies are predictable, right? Especially with a comedy romance, you're going to get that. You're not going to get something where it's not predictable. So overall, I thought the acting was great. Scarlett did a fantastic job. You know, I don't know what you think, but I think she did great. Her character is just like sold really well. Kelly, but is her real name Kelly? No, she has a bunch of different names, right? But her real name is Winnie. And then Channing Tatum is Cole. I thought his character was so likable with a great story that they don't show you right away. And then the casting too is phenomenal. My favorite character in this is Jim Rash. Now, he played Lance, but Jim Rash is Jim Rash, right? He is literally his character in everything I've ever seen him in, which, if it's not broken, why fix it, you know? So I thought it was phenomenal, and I truly enjoyed it. Oh, and Woody Harrelson. That's one of my favorite actors, too. Anything you put Woody Harrelson in my opinion, is gold. It's gold. So overall, I feel like the movie was good. Is it historically correct? Absolutely not. But that's just the whole point of the film, right? It's just a fun film, you know, and then your imagination, you know, it's like a what if kind of thing. And watching it too, I'm like, well, this isn't that crazy. Like, I could see this happening, especially back in the 60s with Nixon and everything. But overall, it's a pretty good film. We'll dive into, you know, a little deeper later on.
As somebody who doesn't watch like rom-coms ever,
Sorry, that shocked me, by the way, that you were okay with watching this.
well, I'm not going to tell you no on your pick, but
Thank you.
Admittedly, I was very hesitant going into it because it's not a typical movie I watch. As we come out with more content, you're going to find out I thoroughly love horror, and it's my favorite genre by... It's not even close. We'll leave it at that. I won't talk.
This man literally used to tell me all other movies are terrible except horror.
I still believe that.
Okay.
I still...
That caught me off guard.
In my opinion, I won't say anything more than this, but horror gets... It brings out emotion like no other genre can, in my opinion. I feel like fear is very primal. It's a very primal emotion for people, so I like it. I think you can get comedy in horror, you can get drama, you get action. I just feel like a lot of other genres you can't get a blend of everything. And I don't think other genres are bad, obviously, but I just like horror significantly more. But anyways, I don't want to get too far into that. As far as this goes, I was very hesitant, but honestly, it was over 2 hours long, and a lot of the time, movies that are over 2 hours long start to feel drawn out, and they really start to, in my opinion, a lot of the time, they can't keep up with the story with that runtime. And I thought Fly Me to the Moon did a very good job. It never felt too long. I could have sat there and kept watching, even if it was a little bit longer. It felt just absolutely perfect. It was 2 hours, and I never got bored. I loved it. Like he already said, Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum, forgot his name for a second. They were phenomenal. They just worked very well together, and it was honestly pretty cool to see Ray Romano in the movie as well.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah. So I really I enjoyed that. But story wise, I loved it. I thought it was phenomenal. It was a good comedy. Gave me a good laugh multiple times throughout the movie. One thing I was a little worried about is that they were going to go, and towards the end they were going to go conspiracy and try to say, oh, it was this moon landing was faked and all that. And I really appreciated the fact that they didn't go that route, and they actually went the route of showing the real moon landing within the movie being the final broadcast rather than the set that they had set up. So I really appreciated that, because I thought it was going to lean more towards conspiracy theory at the end there, where they were going to say it never happened and they all did it on a stage. So I really enjoyed it. Thoroughly good movie. A very good movie.
A feel-good movie.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just with all that being said, like I said, I really enjoyed it. But Cody, what would your final verdict on this movie be?
Okay. So I feel like I'm going to go higher than you. We'll find out. But like I said, the acting, great job. It's a feel-good movie, and it also allows you to think, well, what if? And I love films like that, and it kept my attention the whole time. Like I said, casting was just phenomenal. I also like movies that take you back in time, and I thought it did a decent job at going back to the 60s and everything. I also really liked the Black Cat. I love how the Black Cat just kept coming up.
It kind of stole the show.
Yeah, it was so funny. And then when Channing Tatum, Cole, finds the can of dog food, and he looks at Ray Romano, and he's like, hey, find who fed the cat and fire them. I love how they never told you who did, because we already know who fed that cat.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So I just thought, the movie was, it was comedic. It made me felt good. There's things that I would change. I would have liked a little bit more romantic comedy feel, because at times I feel like the movie doesn't know what it really is. With that being said, that's the beauty of it. That's just the beauty of it. So with that being said, I give this film a 7.1.
7.1.
7.1. Yep.
Interesting.
So Brett,
7.1.
yes. So now, what do you think?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think it's a 7.1.
So I really enjoyed it. I did. But for me, like, the way I rate movies is not... It could be a great movie, but if I didn't enjoy it, it's not going to get a great movie score, if that makes sense. So for me, I thought the movie was phenomenal. It's not a movie I would necessarily watch, but just based on being a great movie, I'm happy giving this a 6.4. I'm very happy giving it that. And it's not 6.4 based on it being bad in any way. It's 6.4 based on the fact that it's not my type of movie. So, great movie, 6.4 I think is fair.
Okay.
Alrighty, that's going to be it for us. We really hope you enjoyed the video. We'll catch y'all in the next one.
Deuces.